What is happening, my Magnus sites? I'm back from LA shooting movies, and I will be shooting more movies this month. Things are picking up, my friends. How about that, haters? Remember when you said I'd never be on TV? I was on TV commercials, and you said I'd never be in movies, and I'm in movies. Yeah, it's great. It's only getting better, too. By the way, I am now reacting also on Patreon to full episodes of Transformers War for Cybertron. Yes, so get over there and subscribe to my Patreon. Now, says, hey Tyrone, I need advice. What is the 10-date rule? I plan on asking this girl out at work, and I have been looking at the 4 stages of dating. And I think I'm ready to ask her out. But after I learned the 4 stages of dating, I saw that there are 6 more. That it takes the 9th date to become an official couple. Do I have to follow all 10 stages? As I am worried that it would end up becoming stale after the 4th date. Any help would be great. Thanks. That rhymed. I like to play the game. But I have never heard of the 10-date rule. The 10-date rule merely states that men are most likely to seek relationships from women they've dated at least 10 times. These are real dates, not merely hangouts or coffee meetups. I'm talking about dates in which you go out and do something in public together. Now, you seem to have, to me, kind of crossed a couple of things, because when you sent me this, I looked that up, and then I came into the 10 stages of a relationship. Okay? Now, it's just the way you worded it sounded, kind of, the 4 stages of dating, so there's 6 more stages, and I've never heard of any of this stuff. Do you have to follow all 10 stages? I've never heard of the 10 stages of dating. Okay? Now, this write-up here says why the 10-date rule works. We've all heard the stories about people who slept together on the first date and it turned into forever after. How often do you think that happens? Honestly, not nearly as often as you might think. About 1 in every million one-night stands. Those odds aren't great. So how can you improve the chances of your forever after? Take your time and follow the 10-date rule. It works. Now, here's my thing. 10 dates will give you a chance to really get to know a person. Okay? If you want to follow the 10-date rule, that's fine. I see what it's doing here. I've scanned through this, and that's basically what we're getting here. It's not like this flash in the pan, oh, we had sex the first night, and you know what I mean? It's not like that. Think about it. If you go on 10 dates, and dates are usually at least an hour long, you know what I mean? But, most dates, I gotta say, gotta be 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4, you go out, you have dinner, maybe a movie, you know what I'm saying? You might go to some show, a concert, you know what I mean? Who knows? There's all type of things to do. You might have a workout date where you're talking to each other and all this stuff. I personally think that you don't need it, because I've probably gotten into, I would say, good relationships without that, but I don't think it's a bad rule to follow. You know what I mean? You probably could do it and you'd be fine. If you're more tiptoeing around whether it's going to work or not, 10 dates would probably be good. That could be a lot of money depending on the type of dates that you like to go on. Okay? I knew this one chick, she liked to, really liked to go to dinner at nice places. And she had kind of told me one time, well, I was hoping this Friday you could take me to dinner again. I'm like, man, I done already spent 50 plus on you a couple of dates in a row. And no, we're going to have coffee. Okay? We're going to have coffee. All right, we're going to go somewhere. Get ice cream. Okay? I'm not spending a ton of money on you like this. Because she was, I don't know. To me, I'm not a guy that, look, the way I am is when it happens as far as sex goes. But I'm just sorry. I'm not spending a fortune on you to find out if it's going to work or not. You see where that was talking about, oh, these aren't just coffee meetups. F that. Okay? For me, if I'm going to follow the 10-date rule, I'm going to have situations where we can just get to know each other. Okay? I've been in relationships where it was just girls coming over to Netflix and chill. You know what I mean? And we didn't even have sex. We literally watched movies and got to know each other. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you can have a situation where you are really getting to know each other, that's fine. Now, they do say that there are also 10 stages of a relationship that every couple should understand. So let's go through this, shall we? It says the initiation stage. This stage occurs when you first meet someone. It's exchanging pleasantries and facts about yourself. It's the brand new getting to know you stage. At this point, your focus is mostly on superficial attributes like appearance and how the person presents themselves. This is true. Okay? I assume you probably have gotten past this. The experimentation stage. If you make it past the initiation stage, and many people don't, which is true, then you will enter the experimentation stage. Some people don't make it this far because they find something in the first stage that they don't like too much. During experimentation, you dig deeper into the interests and values of the other. Okay? I think, yeah. I've definitely been through that one. The intensifying stage, stage number 3. This stage is something called the bliss stage. The reason for this is because things are starting to become more serious and intense. You have found out enough about each other that you now want to share more deep and intimate information about yourself with the person. Feelings start to develop and there's excitement about being in a relationship. That's usually sex at that part, man. You know what I mean? When it intensifies like that. Number 4, integration stage. Now that you are officially a couple, say, yeah, I ain't doing it, and have feelings for each other in the integration stage, I figure this is when you start to integrate them into your life. They're woven into the fabric of your daily routines. They say you will start to blend your lives together. Say, you develop routines and habits as a couple. Your family and friends start to recognize you as a unit. In other words, you have gone from me and you to us. Oh. Number 5. Since, this is called the bonding stage. Since you now view yourselves as a unit, instead of 2 individuals, the bonding stage is when real commitment tends to happen. Both of you are very sure of the bond you share, so you will either move in together or get married. Everyone has their own way of showing bonding, but regardless of this stage, it involves some formal commitment in the eyes of society. Interesting. And then they have the coming apart phase. Now, this is, I guess, when it starts to break apart. The differentiating stage. Being crazy in love and walking on cloud 9 doesn't last, even in the happiest of relationships. Life is not always perfect, but if you have entered the differentiating stage, then you are probably headed toward a breakup. This is a time when you start seeing differences in compatibilities and start to see cracks in your unit. Definitely been through that one. The circumscribing stage. I was going to say circumcision stage. This stage is just a continuation of the differentiating stage. You pull further away from each other. You set boundaries for yourself. Communication falters and you become less and less intimate in all ways, emotionally, mentally, and physically. You start to see yourself as individual now more than you did before. The unit is unraveling even more. There will be a lot of blaming, defensiveness, and resentment. Number 8, the stagnation stage. In this phase, you are no longer going anywhere in the relationship. You are at a standstill. Think about a pond with algae on it. It doesn't move. The water just sits there and grows more gross stuff on it. That's pretty much what happens during this stage. The coming apart is almost complete. Apathy may have set in as well. One or both people's past parts. And the avoidance stage. Let's see here. This stage involves avoidance, either physically, mentally, emotionally, or all the above. One of you may move out of the house, leading to a true separation. Or perhaps you are still living under the same roof, but you don't really talk or interact anymore. You're like two roommates who don't really get along. So you try to avoid each other as much as possible. And number 10, the termination stage. In the termination stage, a relationship fully ends. If the couple is married, then it's divorce, or it's finalized or started. If you are just living together, then both physically make moves and separate finally. In a nutshell, this is when the relationship is emotionally or legally over. So now, if you did get a couple of them confused, now you know what it is. You don't have to go through the 10 stages of dating. I assume it's kind of, it's a slower route. If you really want to make somebody your girl, I mean, but I don't think you have to. So there you have, man. Have it, man. I hope I've helped you a little bit with this, all right?